This is the World on Water for April 5. Here is what happened in the last 7 days in the world of sailing. You're watching the best bits on day 2 of the Princesa Sofia Regatta in Palma Mallorca. The huge fleet of Finns lined up for another big brawl on the water. 7 TP52s were at the Newcastle Yacht Club SailFest in Newcastle. We spoke to the controversial owner of Hooligan, Marcus Blackmore. Australian girls in the FX were happy with their results. The owner of the huge 39-metre classic yacht Vagrant said to Royal Huisman in Holland, restore it inside and out. And they did. What a beautiful boat. Here are the results. More Palma action. This time in the 470 women's. The Clipper race salutes the Chinese city of Qingdao. So now onto the huge regatta in Palma.
Well, we were a bit late starting today. We were waiting for the 49ers, didn't get any racing yesterday. Typical Palma conditions really. Light sea breeze, 7 to 10 knots initially, and for the second one it died away to about 6 or 7. I did alright today. I was a bit more consistent than I was yesterday. I got a 2 and I think a 5 in the last one, which you know, there was a few errors here and there, but I think after a shifty day like that you'll take 7 points.
Yeah, day 2 was a great day. I think pretty light. Expect a bit more breeze, but yeah, pretty steady conditions. Another nice day of racing in the Palma Bay. Had a good day, pretty solid, not too much risk, and just stick to weight during the race. So yeah, really happy with 2 top 5s. So we got Olympic trials here, this and the Europeans. So it's between me and PJ. Can't control what he's doing, so we can only do what we can do, and so far so good.
My day today was really good. I'm really happy. It was a typical Palma sea breeze, maybe a bit lighter than usual. Yeah, I managed to play as good as I could, and I come home with a 2nd and a 3rd, so I'm really happy. It was more about boat speed because there weren't that many big shifts, so it was a lot about keeping the boat fast all the time. Yeah, I feel really disappointed that the Finn is getting out of the Olympics, especially because it's the only boat the big guys can sail nowadays, and it's taking a bit the Olympic dream away of a lot of guys. But I think for me, Finn sailing is the real sailing, so it means that it's slow boats playing the tactics, and yeah, I think we're more and more losing this in modern sailing. Yeah, the Finn boat is the most demanding boat physically, and it will be a shame that we lose this aspect of the sport.
We're here with Marcus Blackmore at the Newcastle Cruising Yacht Club, and Marcus has got his boat Hooligan here for the regatta. Hi Marcus, and what sort of program have you got planned for this year?
Well, I think the real thing that's exciting about us is participating in this particular regatta and the ones that we've planned for the TP52s. This has got to be some of the best racing in Australia. Some really, I can't believe the number of professionals, sailors that are here. We didn't think Terry, when he put the thing together, didn't really think that we get a lot of professionals on board, but we have, so that's a bit of a surprise. And I think it's an indication of what the owners want. The plan was for this regatta, and for every regatta, the plan is basically an owner-run class. So the owners decide where they're going to race, how we're going to race, who we'll have as the PRO. A bit like the Far 40s that I used to be involved in for some time. I think there's some wonderful lessons to learn from the Far 40 group, and they're still going.
Yeah, so, well and truly, they're going very strong. Well, that's good. Now, you say you'll be doing this one, of course. Now, this is the last day is today.
Yeah.
So, where are you off to next?
Well, then, I think I'm not sure. I think we'll do a couple of Sydney events or something, and then the real goal for this year will be to try and win Hamilton Island again. So we'll do Early Beach. We went there last year, and that was a lot of fun. And then having another crack at Hamilton Island.
Port Stephens, you're going to Port Stephens?
Yep, that's right. We're going to Port Stephens. I think our entry's in. There's a little debate at the moment, but I think it's in. And they tell me it's in, but then the organisers say it's not, so we've got a little issue to resolve there, but that's all right. Look, this is a big initiative for us. Terry Wetton basically put it all together because we had the same sort of concept when I had a TP52 before. We've got to try and bring the older boats up to meet the newer boats. And what happened was I was talking to a guy in Queensland, not in Queensland, talking to a guy about going to Hamilton Island last year, and he was crew on a TP. And I said, "You're going to Hamilton Island?" And he said, "We were, but we're not now." I said, "Oh, why? What happened?" He said, "You're going." And he said, "My owner says he's not going to take the boat all the way up there if he can't win." And it would be very difficult to beat us over Regatta. Of course, they'll beat us occasionally by going the right way and so on. So we've got to address that, and that's what this class is now doing. And we saw it yesterday. We've got a new rule to try and level the fleet out a little bit. Because the funny thing, owners, they just like that little bit of glassware, and it's a very expensive bit of glassware as well. So I think we can achieve that. We might have to modify our rule a little bit, and Terry will do that. It was just great because all the owners, at our first meeting we had 10 owners and 3 apologies from interstate owners. So we've had a lot of interest. We tried to do the first regatta. And we were using the IRC rule and then adding a bit to it for the number of pros you had on board, and that levelled it out. And then Matt Owen came and told us that if we conducted that regatta, that the Royal Ocean Racing Club would take away our IRC certificates and we wouldn't be competing again. Now, I thought that was totally unreasonable and stupid. This is all about getting sailors on boats, and these boats have got 15 sailors on all the time. I don't know the real story behind all of that, but it was extremely disappointing. We had to cancel the first regatta, but now this is our second, it was originally our second regatta, so pretty exciting stuff, and I think if you talk to the owners, they're pretty happy.
That's good. Now, the boat itself, tell us about the boat.
This boat I bought from an Argentinian family. It won the Super Series in Europe last year, but those boats, I mean, it's just a flea between first and 10th almost. The fleet is so close. So I don't think it means all that much about winning but it's psychologically it's strong. We made a slight adjustment. We put a bit of extra weight, I think, we took a bit out, I've forgotten now, out of the bulb to make it rate a little bit better under IRC. And the TPs just rate quite well under IRC. They're great boats and great boats to sail. And I think we'll see a lot more of them on the water.
Personally, do you enjoy the sailing?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I just, you get involved in business, and then suddenly when you get on the boat, you completely forget about business. And I think that's a great thing about sailing.
Well, it's good to see that you've got such a strong fleet in Australia here, because it's sort of like it's a supernumerary to Europe, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is.
Boats come down
of
here.
course, what happened originally, when the Med Cup was on, those teams were building a new boat every year, so there was quite a few good, very good second-hand boats, because the difference from year to year was only very marginal, and I think that's the case even this year. So the class has developed over time. It's originally was built for the Transpac, but then they kept building them lighter and lighter, and so they suddenly said, no, we better build them to ABS or something, because the second-hand value won't be there. So they're actually good boats, and now we get a number of them going to Hobart and that sort of thing. Not for me.
Well, with fleets of 9 and 10 boats here in Australia, it's a very good competitive.
We believe we'll have 10 boats here next year.
Fantastic.
And I've got to say something, that the Newcastle Yacht Club have been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's been great, hasn't it?
Bent over backwards for us. It's just a pleasure to be here with them.
And it's such a good area, isn't it? It's such a good
and the
good
racing's
club.
good. Yeah, it's a good place to race. I'd never raced here before.
No. Well, it's good. Well, it's certainly looking up as far as here is concerned. And we're out today on the offshore course, are we?
Well, we're offshore. Hopefully we'll get 4 windward lewards in. I think I've got a very good crew, so you only have to watch us going around the top mark, and we've got a bit of technology that gets that kite up and down. One of the boats here, they're still pulling up by hand.
Oh, no.
So that's a bit of a disadvantage. But, I think this class will develop, and as the owners get more fun, then they'll probably put more effort into getting better crews, better sails and whatever. So the class will grow. Very exciting.
Well, let's go out and get into it.
All right.
All the best.
Thank you.
So everyone was about 5 boat lengths back from the line at a minimum, and we decided to pull the trigger at about 18 seconds to go, and yeah, we were probably like 50 to 100 meters ahead like 10 seconds after the start, so it was quite a nice race for us. An open track, so it was really it was just really glamour race.
We got a first, second and a third today. We felt pretty calm during the day, and wasn't really a goal to win today. The regatta's quite long.
Yeah, so we waited for a long time today, and it was pretty grey and overcast this morning and no wind. So after waiting, the Finns got 2 races in, and there was tricky racing, so if you get 2 keepers, good day. Yeah, I mean, 2 slow starts today and try and make a comeback, and I was just talking with my coach and about just prioritising the right things and making sure you're sort of sailing the shortest distance to the mark and doing the simple stuff well. And I mean, I've been training hard and going fast, so when you put all that together you can sort of make your way back through as much as you can, I suppose.
second day of racing here in Palma for today, and we just had 2 races out in the water. The wind was a little bit slow to come in, but it did eventually come in. Nice little southwesterly gradient. Quite light, about 10 knots, but quite stable, so it was good.
Yeah, so we've definitely had some good starts today. Didn't have as much luck through the whole race, but good starts, good first up wins, and yeah, we're hoping to just keep piecing it together and move up the fleet tomorrow.
They haven't split our fleet, so it's 45 boats, so it's really good for us to get some experience in the big fleet. After this we've got the Genoa World Cup, and after that we've got the San Remo European Championships, which is a bigger event for us.